Hello all, good morning, good evening or good afternoon. So we have a new data type called PageStyle, which is a little bit confusing because it's not PageStyle. So in this particular video, we'll understand what it is. We'll also try to see how to use it. We'll also try to code against it. So stay with me and we will try to understand it from begin to end. So this will be available with Business Center 25, and as we are doing whatever is new, we'll keep on learning about it. So the new type, which is PageStyle, is a little bit confusing with its name because it's not PageStyle, and you'll understand what I'm saying as we go through it. But let's understand it. In the previous versions, even in Dynamics Nav, if you remember or not, but in Business Central for sure, there are certain properties on the pages which let you define the style of a field. And when I say style, it majorly is around the color and the font that you're using. And that property is called style, which had certain options in the past called none, which means it will remain as it is, standard, standard accent, strong, attention, favorable, unfavorable, and ambiguous or something like that, right? These are the options with different color coordination with it, and developers had to remember all of them because these were text. So you have to provide the text value there, and then the color of the field changes, and we'll see it what this means. Now when you look at, and let's look at it because I'm pretty sure it's still in the same way. So when you go into the sales orders page, so let's get into the sales order page. I guess that's what it is called. Sales order list, I guess this is the page, right? And there is a style attached to the status field of it. So here if you look at it, there's a style expression which says status style text. When you try to look for that function, it calls another function to the table, which is rec.getStatusStyleText. In this function, it says if the status is open, then a fixed word favorable need to be returned as a style text, and if it is not open, then it should be strong, and that's it. So you need to remember these specific text when you are trying to do this style expression, and this is how it looks like on the screen. That if it is a sales order page, oh, this is an open. Let me try to release this and see what happens. Okay, so I released it, and then you'll notice that the color change for this particular row as bold black, whereas others are green, based on are they favorable or what was the other option, strong. Now this is available in different areas in Business Central. You will notice it in the ledger entries like customer ledger entry and vendor ledger entry and all, where it calculates which of these entries are overdue and all, and this has been used into the system. Now what happens now with this page style new property, you get a additional easy way to do it, and this is from the last yesterday meeting that we did. But you can now actually create a new type, let's say sort of page style, right? And that's why I'm saying I'm a little bit confused why it is called page style. Okay, I should be able to see it. Okay, I need to define it as where. I forgot that. Okay, so let's try this. Okay, page style. So now the page style is here, and now you can define it as a variable. Now what happens with it is when, and let's create a procedure here. Okay, and let's try to call sort of page style and see the values. So now you don't have to remember those different text to set your field style. You can just choose from this enum more or less, or things that are there. And the tooltip also helps you here that how this will look like. This will be gray, this will be blue plus bold, this will be strong, this will be blue, standard, none, bold plus green, italics and all. So with this, it looks like an enum, but it's a data type. Okay, so you can just set that. So now let's try to see how you can use it, right? So let's do it on the same page where we are testing it on the sales order. So let's color the amount field based on the value of the amount field itself. Okay, so what I'll have to do is I'll have to create a page extension for it, for sure. So let's try doing a page extension. Okay, let's try to page extend, and we'll call it SGH sales orders, and that will be sales orders. Okay, hopefully this is the page. Let me see, is it the right page or not? No, this is not. I should be looking at sales order list. Okay, so I'll just copy the name from here. Sales order list. So okay, I'll just change it here, sales order list. So I'm trying to extend the sales order list page. What I'm trying to do here is modify, or in the layout, sorry, I would like to do a modification on the amount field. Okay, what it says, let's see, it says you must at least one property. Okay, so let's set the style as Microsoft is doing here. We'll just follow the status style. So what they're doing, setting up the style expression based on this. So we'll also write it here as amount style text, amount style text, and I'll create a procedure here, the procedure to set the amount text style. But when you look at it, where the style text is being calculated, it's actually being called on after get record. So I'll have to kind of also call this, because set style text is only used in these two areas, right? So I've done it on the page. I have to do a on after get record thing into it. So let's let's get that. So on the page, can I get the triggers? On after get current record or get record. What is this? We'll use the same trigger, on after get record. Okay, and I'm making additive changes to this. So I'm setting up this as a global variable. Okay, of type text, and then I would set the amount style text in on after get record to be calculated from calc amount style. Okay, so that's my procedure which I'm being calling here. This will return the text to this. Okay, now let's use the new data type that we just noticed, which is the page style. Okay, so let's create amount page style, or field style to be very frank, as page style. And here I would like to say that if, because it's a flow field, so I'll have to do the rec dot calc fields amount. Okay, which will slow this down. So this is not the right example, to be very fair. Let's pick another field if we have another field. No, let's play on amount, but don't try this, because this can be a little bit, this will slow down your page. Okay, don't do this. I'm just, for the demo, I'm using it. And then let's set up a range. If my amount is greater than, is less than let's say 200, then exit what, my amount page style as let's do red and italics. Okay, and I'll have to format it because it doesn't return the text, and that's the catch here. You cannot convert the page style to text, so you have to format this as text. So we'll format it and then it will return it. If my rec.amount is greater than 200 and it's less than, okay, let's pick a number, 1000 is less than 1000, then I would like to exit this as, and let's do format first time amount page style as blue plus italics. Okay, and I have to close these statements. Okay, last but not least, that if rec.amount is greater than 1000 and the same is less than 5000, then I would like to exit this as something else. Okay, what that else will be, let's see. Okay, let's do blue plus bold, gray. Okay, otherwise it'll exit blank, right? And as we are doing everywhere, let me do this here also. Okay, if it is greater than 0 and less than 200, then do this, otherwise this, right? So I've just added this using the new page style field, and let's see what happens when we publish this. Okay, as I said, don't try this as it is on your system because this will slow down your systems. So don't do on flow fields for sure, only do it on the fields where it's actually needed, right? The status where Microsoft have added it makes sense, so be very clear where you're using it. Don't overload your page with things like this. I'm just showing it for the demo purpose, but you should be very cautious when you're doing something like this because this will slow down your page. Okay, so let's head up to the sales order, and you will notice that my amount field is colored differently based on the different values that it have using the new data type, which is the page style. So gone are the days where you have to remember all these different values that you can set on the style. Now you can use the page style data type to simplify your code and make it more readable. So start using it when you're building your custom solutions, and do let me know what you think about this video. If you like the video, hit the like button. If you think this is something useful for your fellow developers and your consultants to kind of explain to a customer, do share this. As I said, use it wisely. Do not overload your page by doing things like this until unless it's very important. Try not to use scenarios like I did with flow fields because that slows down the execution of the page. And at the end, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, do subscribe to the channel. There are a lot of videos coming around what's new into the Business Central, and I don't want you to miss any updates. So I'll see you sooner than later into the next video. Till then, keep learning and keep sharing whatever you are learning. Thank you and have a nice day.